What's up, everyone? I am Chase, back with my man Christian. Round 12, Detroit, it is in the books. Headed into St. Louis, round 13. We got a lot to talk about.
It's heating up.
Heating up, and we got some good scores. All right, let's get into our race recap and our rider stats. Dude, for our race recap, I killed it last week. How'd you do?
I did pretty good, not as good as you.
I got 5 picks right. I'm feeling good.
The SXperts came through, though.
We did. We nailed the podium last week.
So,
Dude, Tomac, 7th win out of the last 9 races. The train is rolling.
I mean, he's putting on something legendary at this point.
4th straight win. Only person to do that since Villapoto back in 2014. Baggett scored a 3rd top 5. And Muskin right there in 2nd place again.
Millsaps ran out the top 5.
Yeah, Millsap's killing it. Nice. Give us some stats. What do we got?
The points were pretty good. I mean, the same top 4 finishers moved over to this week, so a lot of people got the podium at least right. We've only had 2 perfect scores in the last 310,000 picks, so it doesn't happen. It's very rare. The average score was on par for the season at 35, and only 3% got Trey Kennard in the wild card. And only 261 people had the top 5 in their top 5. So Anderson Seeley probably had a lot to do with that.
Yeah. And just one last quick little stat is a lot of people had faith in Mr. Webb. Over 12,000 picked him in their top 5, and he was clearly way out.
We'll see how he bounces back this week.
Yeah.
So.
Now we are back with our second round of studs and duds because we like this category. Now for the stud,
shout-outs.
Yeah, we got to get some shout-outs. Who's your stud for the week?
I got Kyle Chisholm making 4 straight mains after moving up or back to the 450 class in the East after going to 3 LCQs. So I mean, I don't know, nerves of steel to do all that. So pretty cool. Who do you got?
I've got Brock Tickle. Fastest qualifier, took the pole position.
Up there, yeah.
You wouldn't even realize it because most don't. He got 7th in the main event. He's a potential spoiler right now.
Right there on the brink. Someone makes a mistake or he gets a good start, he could be back on the podium. So
now for the dud, kind of funny. We both
matched up.
Yep.
Malcolm Stewart, what is going on?
Dude.
I mean, finished 15th or worse the last 5 races, losing 6 spots after the start on average. I'm worried about him.
I don't know. I know he has more speed than that. I don't know if he's just rolling around trying to make it out of the season safe. I don't know what to do with him. What do you guys think? What is the deal with Malcolm Stewart? Comment below. I just want to know why he's not breaking the top 5 or the top 10 at least.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. We want to hear what you guys are thinking. So this week we're heading to round 13 in St. Louis. So let's get to it with our track trends. All right, so going into round 13, St. Louis, there are a few things with the track we do want to keep in mind this week. One is this track, the dirt breaks down every year. Known for being one of the ruddiest tracks, so it could be a repeat of what we saw in Oakland. So more technical riders like a Muskin could potentially do extremely well. See maybe him on the top of the box. And also the whoops are going to break down. Riders are going to be jumping through those. So riders like a Chad Reed, who usually do really well with tracks that have big, nasty whoops, well, it's going to kind of level the playing field a little bit. So see how that kind of pans out as the night goes on. And the other thing I noticed really with this track is that the finish line's a triple.
Yeah.
First time I've seen that.
Kind of cool.
Yeah, so other than that, not a whole lot that I took away from the track, Mac. Make sure you guys check it out to get your thoughts on it. But that's really all that I took away. The track's going to break down. It's going to get real nasty, real ruddy. So
yeah, should be a good one.
All right, well now, man, let's get into the meat and potatoes. It is time to get to our points battle. All right, my man, so for this week in St. Louis, we've got 4 riders that we know are locked in.
If you want our advice, these 4 have to be in everybody's picks.
Tomac, put him on top of the box. He is the train. He's rolling.
I mean, 53% of people are already doing it. So
yeah.
Get on that train.
After him, you've got Dungey and Muskin. Where you put those 2 is totally up to you because that's a tough pick. But first, second, and third, pretty much locked in.
Yeah, I agree. I'm still putting Muskin ahead of Dungey. Dungey's 3rd at best for me right now.
Okay, I won't argue with that. Now, the 4th rider that we have as a locked-in pick for your top 5, a lot of people still aren't getting the memo. Who is it?
If you want points, remember this man.
We're going to give you some stats, and then you try and figure out who we're talking about.
Name this rider. He's only been picked in 23% of last round to make the top 5. He hasn't been to a semi since week 2. He's got the 3rd best average finish on the East, and he's made the top 5 in 4 out of the last 6 rounds. Blake, the new beast of the East, Baggett. I think he has to be in there.
Statistically, folks, it does not make sense to leave him out of your top 5. That's all we're saying.
He's passing people on the reg.
He was the fastest rider in the top 5 last week. Had the fastest average lap time in the top 5 last week.
Yeah, I mean,
dude's on the gas.
23% blows my mind. I mean, give yourself a chance. Put that man in there somehow.
Do yourself a favor.
Yeah.
We want to see that number go up because it only makes sense. So now, though, we got to talk about a very important pick, which is going to be our spoiler. Riders who, it's that 5th position.
On the fringe.
We have seen it over and over. There's always one rider you do not expect. We got to talk about it. We call it weekly spoilers.
All right, so getting into the spoilers, there's, that range of riders that could be around 5th to 8th, 9th, whatever. On any given week can make it in there. We've seen it happen over and over.
Well, ever since the first 2 rounds, it started with Blake Baggett cracked the top 5, Brock Tickle, Millsaps has done it, Jeremy Martin did Daytona. So you got it. That's the hardest pick.
I mean, go with your stats, then leave one pick in there for your gut of who you think is going to really have a good round.
So who are your spoilers then?
The riders I'm going to be watching real close: Jason Anderson, Cole Seeley, Davey Millsaps, Brock Tickle.
They're all right there. Chad Reed? Dude, don't start with me.
I'm leaving him in there. He'll never die.
No, Chad Reed is I'm gonna call him the tough block magnet.
No.
Daytona, the dude whiskey throttles across takes out tough blocks there. Last week, whole shot, he hits a tough block, and then
it's a rough
he just
week.
Magically went over the berm and took out another tough block. Tough block magnet.
He's mentally strong. Before that race, though, remember,
he was strong.
He finished 7-4, 6-7, then had a really bad round.
I'm sorry, I just can't take any of that into consideration until he goes a race without hitting a tough block.
We need you back up there. So let's do it. But with Anderson and Seeley, what are your thoughts? Where are they at?
Dude, Seeley is more consistent. Seeley had a bad start last week because he got caught up, but overall, his overall start and finishing position is way better than Anderson. So I'm going to take Seeley over those 2.
They're better, but they both made the top 5 50% of the time on the East. So
really,
I think Seeley's the safer bet, but Anderson's more of a boomer bust.
Anderson's a guy that's going to either podium or be way out. That's how I feel about him.
Yeah, he's a boomer bust guy. Watch his qualifying. Make sure he keeps it clean in there. So.
All right. I think Webb's a good spoiler this week, too. Last week, he did have a bad week. We talked about it, but this week, I see him coming back. He mentioned ruts in his social media post, so I think he's looking forward to St. Louis. So I'm excited to see what Cooper Webb can do this week.
I feel like you're spinning a web of lies to these people. I'm just kidding. No, he could come back. I mean, he had a rough week, just like Reed. I mean, the Blue Bike's got to make a push.
Someone on the Blue Crew's got to do something. Well, next up, we got to talk about it because it's really, really important. It is the wild card this week. It's going to be 14th, so let's get to it.
All right, so this week we're getting into in my opinion, the most important pick, the wild card, and it's 14th place. Some of the stats I looked up for the wild card all year is only 5 people have won a weekly prize all year that didn't get the wild card right.
Really?
And 4 of those were in the week when Anderson took it. So if you're just throwing someone in there, if you're not thinking about it, I would put the most amount of my time on the wild card. It's really important. And going into 14th of this week, there's no trends. There's no riders that stand out to me.
This is a tough one.
There's been 10 different riders in 12 rounds that have taken 14.
Well, the only 2 that have repeated are Webb and Tickle,
which we wouldn't suggest putting there.
Do not put them there.
No,
they're much better than that.
It's all over the place. Even the last 3 races, riders to take it have been Brayton, Kennard, and Tickle, which I wouldn't even suggest them back there.
So who do you have in your 14th spot this week?
I know we beat up Stewart early. We're giving him a chance.
Did you stew the pot?
I'm going to stew the pot. I'm going to add some spices into that. Maybe your guy doing this one. But I'm hoping he has a better than he's been doing at least. Get to 14th.
Better than he's been doing. Okay.
I mean, his average finish on the East has been 15th. He's taken 15th or 16th 4 out of the last 5 races. But you got to watch qualifying. He finishes about 3 spots back from where he qualifies. And another cool thing about him, where it's a late wild card pick, he hasn't been to an LCQ all year.
Okay.
So it's pretty safe to be in there. Who do you got?
I got Justin Bogle. His average finish for the year is 14.4, and on the East, he's 15.5. So he's right in that range. But I think my wild card and your wild card are going to battle it out.
I would love
I'm
to
excited
watch
to
that.
see. Dude, how awesome is it when you get pumped for 14th place in a race?
I mean, that's what fantasy does to you. It's
If
awesome.
you guys aren't playing yet, sign up, because I'm telling you, it's fun to watch, period. But when you play fantasy, when was the last time you got off your chair screaming about 11th place? Because I did it last week when I saw Kennard.
No, you'll never turn your TV off early.
No.
You are waiting to the last second, just like Baggett making that last pass. I mean, that was huge for
Absolutely.
points.
So if you guys sign up, it's never too late to start because you can win weekly prizes at any given point.
And it's free. So
Yeah, it's free.
get in there. You can't hurt yourself.
Well, you know what time it is.
Time to lock them
Time
in.
to lock them in. Hey, Christian, you want to make a bet this week?
Oh, I knew that was coming. I don't know. I want to hear what they have to say. I mean, that was a rough one. They
you still
beat me up on the
recuperating?
comments. It was a real shot.
All right. Do
got
you
me
guys
good.
like it when we make bets? Do you enjoy it? So comment below. Do you want to see us make more bets? And if you guys like it, well, Christian's not going to have a choice. We're going to do it again.
We'll work something out.
All right, dude, give me your locked in.
All right. So I'm doing the same type of thing you did last week. I'm moving the top 4 over. Tomac, Muskin, Dungey, Baggett. Cole Sealy, I'm having a bounce back round.
Okay.
Nothing against Millsaps, Anderson, any of them. There's more good riders than there are good spots. So just on this week. And then Malcolm Stewart's in my wild card in 14th.
Okay, I mix it up this week, taking a little bit of a risk here. I've got Tomac, Muskin, Baggett in 3rd. He's on rails. I think Dungey comes in 4th. And if Tomac beats Dungey, if Tomac takes 1st and Dungey takes 4th, we have a tied championship here on our hands.
Multiple rounds to go. So we
Oh,
got
I'm
a
excited.
whole new season.
5th place, I've got a leap of faith, Cooper Webb.
Yeah, that is a
He's
leap
gonna do it.
of faith.
Yep, in my wild card, I've got Justin Bogle coming in 14th.
RCH crew.
Yes, sir. So there, you guys have seen it. Those are our top 5 picks. And make sure comment below, how do you make your picks? Who's going to be on the box this weekend? Who's going to be in the top 5? We love to comment back and interact with you guys. So nothing makes us happier than to see your comments below. So next up, we got to talk about some weekly prizes. So for this week, top 10 weekly prizes. Remember, it's never too late to sign up. We got Bell Moto 9 Carbon Flex with MX versus ATV Supercross Encore. 2 sets of Pirelli MX 32 Scorpion tires. See EVS hooking up with some knee braces.
Yep. Big time prizes. More from TCX, Cherubies, Galfer, Stellar MX, Pro Honda, ODI, and Scott Prospect goggles. So
Yes, a lot of good weekly prizes that you can win every week. Does not matter if you forgot to play last week. So go to RMFantasySX.com, get signed up today, and get your chance to win one of those top 10 weekly prizes. I am Chase.
I'm Christian.
We'll see you next time.